Welcome to SDH's look at USL League One. We'll take a look at the team of the week, and the anchor leg this week will be run by Sean McDaniel, President and General Manager, Chattanooga Red Wolves, unbeaten in their last 5, and we catch up with Sean to talk about 3 matches in 10 days. Big turn for the Red Wolves as they are right now 3rd in the table at 19 points within shouting distance of the top, have a couple of matches in hand, and they've been getting a lot of participation from a lot of different folks to get them to 3rd in the table, but reminder that it is a very crowded table from 4 through 11. Catch up with Sean and find out about how things have been this season at CHI Memorial as things continue to grow there as well. You've got fans in the stands, and they are packing the house out. So we catch up with Sean about all of that. So let's take a peek at USL League One and give you a look at the match of the week. And because we're talking to Sean, it's Chattanooga Red Wolves and FC Tucson, a back-and-forth battle at CHI Memorial. Here's your highlights, courtesy of our friends at USL League One and YouTube.
A bunch of guys who play with a lot of emotion. There are pros and cons to being an emotional player or being a steady player. As this ball sent forward for Juan Galindrez. Galindrez gets into the 18. He slips through. Juan Galindrez still on his feet. He gets a shot off, and it's off the crossbar. Juan Galindrez could not quite finish this one. Quite put this low enough. As we take a look at that. Unfortunately, one of the many victims of Chattanooga's late game craziness. And here comes Chattanooga now. Centers it to Carrera Garcia. This one's out wide to Ruiz. Ricky Ruiz puts it in! Finds the back right corner! The crowd comes back after the storm and is rewarded with a goal from Ricky Ruiz, his 3rd of the season. Our Chattanooga players get a foot on this ball. This is just wonderful ball movement, attack-minded, and Ruiz puts it away. What kind of words of encouragement he'll give to his guys. That's not the best ball. Galindra is taken down, no foul call, but Ruiz has it now. Ricky Ruiz, the goal scorer. Swings this one inside. Galindrez with the header. And how did he slip that ball in from that spot? Juan Galindrez. No window is too tight for that striker. What a ridiculous header. And Ricky Ruiz goes, how about you just score right here, right now? That is the strangest spin on the ball. This one sent forward. Here's João Delgado. Delgado inside the 18, tries to pass in the middle. It's Shaq Adams he's taken down. No penalty called. Play goes on. It's chaos inside the 18, cleared out just for now, and that shot will be deflected for a corner kick for Tucson. He's seen his way around Daniel Bedoya, and now he'll take this penalty right here, right now on Tim Trilk. Fakes it and puts that one away. And Bedoya with the feint gets Trilk to bite and then puts it in the opposite direction. Tucson trying to build up something here late. Just scored off of a penalty. Here's Shaq Adams moving forward. Adams with some space. Shaq Adams fires a shot. Shaq Adams levels the game late. Just moments after a penalty, FC Tucson gives Chattanooga a taste of their own medicine. He saw the space and he took it. Moves forward and just fires that shot. And that's great placement. Some indignance from Chattanooga. And there is your final whistle. Chattanooga led for 85 minutes.
Recent run of form has you guys absolutely rocketing up the table. What's it been like this last month for the Red Wolves?
Well, I think the good news is you don't know how well or strong your roster is until you get to moments like these. Because Coach Obleda and I really worked this offseason to put a brand new roster together. And, you know, we only kept 6 players from last year's roster. So it truly was a new roster for this season. So to be this far in with games in hand towards the top of the table just shows us that some good decisions were made. And it's a testimony to the players and, you know, the coaching staff as well.
And at the same time, you're getting input at key moments from a lot of those different guys that you've brought in. And I think that that's part and parcel to all of this in the equation that you were just talking about. It's like it's different guys getting that goal at a key moment. And I think that that's also been key here over the last 6 weeks or so.
John, certainly I think any team at this level, it's really about depth. So if we can not lose performance, momentum, whatever the case may be, when we rotate players in, whether to save legs or preserve bodies or nurse an injury, then we've got the right group together. And so far, so good. We're happy with the depth we have.
When you look at this, and I know that you guys with matches in hand, you look at points per game average and things like that, and you're right there at the 1.92 range, which, right there with the Union Omaha and how they're being successful right now also. But what I think this also does is it shows that if you can get a good run together, you can rocket up the table. You guys have gotten that good run. You're right now in third, but I think it also speaks to the depth of the league, where there are some folks in very close proximity to you. And I mean, there's a lot of tight spaces here, like 4 through 8, I think is pretty tight too.
It's what makes it exciting for fans and people up in the stands, but somewhat nerve-wracking for those on the interior. And you're right, John. We every single game is important to take points, whether it's on the road or at home. But the margin of error is very, very slim. So keeping and taking points is critical.
And just to add to that, I'm just looking back at the math here real quick. Yeah, 4 through 8, right? Really, 4 through 10 is separated by 3 points. Then you're looking at 3 through 11 separated by 6. And I mean, this is right now you're anywhere from 10 to 14 matches in. And I mean, you're like, going from turn 1 into turn 2 here on the Speedway, and it is tight across the board. Did you anticipate coming into this season that the league would be trading haymakers with each other like this?
We anticipated that. Now that we're in our third season, even with a shortened season last year, everybody's good. Everybody's good. The level's good. The level's better than what I had anticipated when we started the league 3 years ago. So there's no surprise that it's just a jumbled mess, particularly as the season progresses. And it'll come down to, again, injuries, depth, just like it is in any other professional sport. Those that have the healthy bodies as the season continues to progress will likely be towards the top when the playoffs come.
I know that CHI Memorial Stadium is coming together, and things are being added there, suites and the matrix board and all this kind of stuff. When you look at the growth of the stadium and the stages it has gone through to where it is now, what's it like to see that continued growth of a big piece of the infrastructure of the franchise?
It's a testimony to the owner of the club, Bob Martino. Even last year, John, with COVID, with all the really horrible things that were happening in and around us, we were able to stay on course. Nobody was furloughed. Nobody was let go. That's just a testimony to the owner who definitely has the vision for something bigger than where we are today. And because of that, we can sustain some of these body blows that we took last year. As we stand here today and literally see the Sky Suites almost at completion, the Jumbotron, which is unbelievable, impressive. What a great asset and element to not just the stadium, but to the city of Chattanooga. And now the other side of the stadium coming up right before our eyes. Literally every day it continues to evolve, and the soccer will take care of itself on the field, but all the ancillary aspects to put on a good show they only get better, and we see that each and every week.
And you mentioned the other aspect of it as well, where you're getting fans coming in, and it's in larger numbers, louder numbers, and they get to be a part of this experience compared to what it was like last year and having to navigate that. What's it like getting fan capacity back to where you anticipated it was going to be all along? What's it like having a loud house?
So there's a couple of answers to that, really all leading to the same conclusion. One, when you're looking at League One soccer, championship soccer, professional sports in smaller to mid markets, the ticket sale is king. That's what drives the traffic. It's what moves the needle financially. So when we can look up in the stands, and our stadium's not complete yet, but when we can see that it's at near capacity, but it's only halfway built, we're headed the right way. And particularly at CHI Memorial Stadium, when you have 2,000 people in a tight and closed space right on top of the field, and I mean right on top of the field, it sounds like 80,000 people. So the design and the layout for the fan experience and also for the players, I've never seen anything like it in a very good and positive way.
When you look at the schedule, we talked about where you are right now on the table. There's 3 matches in 10 days coming up, and it's Tormenta, it's North Texas, and it's Greenville. 3 tests once again in a very jumbled standings, but once again, it goes back to the depth discussion that we were talking about, and Coach Obleda making sure that those combinations are there and everyone's as fit as they can be, because this is going to be a really tough stretch coming up with 3 and 10.
We're running into what we would consider the gauntlet of our season. We play a very good Tormenta team Wednesday, who we've had struggles with. We can't seem to figure them out. So to have them at home is about the biggest advantage we have. And then we turn right around and go to Dallas, who, we beat them 1-0 in the opener, and they've only gotten better. And then we play Greenville another 3 times. So, to your point and to everything we recognize about League One and the power of the league, we're in the most difficult run during the season. If we can emerge with, healthy and with good points on the board, it will pay off for us by the time October rolls around.
So for someone who hasn't been to CHI Memorial, and they haven't had the chance for one reason or another to come and see the Red Wolves and what you guys are building and putting out there as a winning brand of soccer right now in USL League One, go ahead and cut the promo for me, because it's quality soccer in the league. It's quality soccer in Chattanooga under Coach Obleda, but go ahead and tell folks what they're missing out on.
I equate it this way. I'm not a golfer, but I've been to the Masters practice round a couple of times. And you don't have to know how to play golf to appreciate when you're watching great golfers. And that's the analogy I like to use about the Red Wolves. If you're not a soccer person or a soccer fan, you don't need to come be entertained and watch a great display of football. So watching the Red Wolves play is high energy, high pace. It's no secret how we play. It's no secret that Obleda likes to press and really go at teams. So it's thrilling. It's thrilling soccer. If you're a soccer fan, it's wonderful to watch, because it's something that's not been seen here before, and I would argue probably in League One. If you're not a soccer fan, it's still thrilling, because it's fast-paced, it's high energy, and it's 90 minutes of being buckled in while you watch the Red Wolves.
And the key when it comes to any venture is getting that casual person in the door the first time, so they can understand what they've seen, so you get them to come back and appreciate it that much more.
It's a great point, John, and one that's not lost on us. I like to tell people that we're live dinner theater. We want people to come, enjoy and experience unique and eclectic food to our area, to come sit and sing with friends and drink beer and bring your family. And by the way, we have an entertaining soccer match going on while you're there. And if you come once, you'll come back.
So let's take a peek at the standings as we go into the midweek. Union Omaha and Greenville. Union Omaha with a match in hand, both at 22 points. Chattanooga at 10 matches played at 19. Fort Lauderdale CF, 14 matches, 17 points. And here's where that group was that we were talking about with Sean. New England Revolution 2 at 16 points, 12 matches played. South Georgia Tormenta, north of the playoff bar, with 5 wins. Right now they're at 16 points, although they've only won twice in their last 5. Toronto FC 2, Big Red 2, 4-5-4, 13 matches, 16 points. Forward Madison, after their thumping from North Texas, 11 matches played, 16 points. Richmond Kickers, 11 matches played, 15 points. North Texas, 14 points. Big 3 points for them to leapfrog over FC Tucson, who's at 13 points. North Carolina FC, with 2 draws and a win in their last 3 matches, at 1-6-3. They are at 6 points currently in the standings with USL League One. And we've talked about the schedule and how that there is some compression for folks. And you have the match on Wednesday, South Georgia Tormenta at Chattanooga Red Wolves. Friday at Warner Park in Papillon, Nebraska, Union Omaha hosting Forward Madison. This weekend, Saturday, 4 matches. City Stadium, 6:30. Fort Lauderdale CF is hosting Richmond. Quick turn for Tormenta. They go to Legacy early for Saturday's match against Greenville Triumph. 9 o'clock at Globe Life, North Texas hosting Chattanooga. 10 o'clock at Keno North, FC Tucson hosting New 2. Sunday, North Carolina FC at Wake Med is hosting Toronto FC 2. Other notes on the board, Team of the Week, courtesy of our friends at Clear Audio. Your player of the week is Kazoo from North Texas, the defender for Week 14. Give you a look at the rest of the league in net. Team of the Week, Paul Christensen, the backup for Dallas J with Greenville Triumph. To add with the Kazoo, Brandon Fricke from Greenville, Eddie Munjoma, also from North Texas, Ryan Spalding from New 2, Nelson Martinez from North Carolina FC. Your 3 midfielders, Ricky Ruiz from Chattanooga, Khalil Elmedkar from North Texas, Daniel Bedoya from FC Tucson, Juan Galindrez up top, along with Gibran Rayo from North Texas. That's your Team of the Week, once again brought to us by our friends at Clear Audio. Kazoo, your defender from North Texas, is your player of the week in USL League One. And that is going to put a wrap on things. So if, once again, as we talked with Sean, if you haven't had the chance to catch a USL League One match, go for it. If you have the chance to watch it, whether on ESPN Plus or go ahead and see it in person. Great rivalries, condensed table, a lot of space to be made, as we're really only at the 1/3 mark here when it comes to the season. So thanks to the Red Wolves, thanks to Sean, and thanks to you for hanging out with us here as we break down at USL League One at SDH. Played safe, everybody. Enjoy the matches. We'll catch up with you next week.
There can be only one!